Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the ceremonies this morning. I'd like to introduce Mayor Tom Broderick and Jim Burnett from the ESGR. The ESGR is a employer staffing for guards and reserves. It's always an honor to receive rewards and recognition for stuff, but really I'd rather be up here talking about the guards and the reserves that serve in our country overseas and stuff. My dad is a veteran, an Agent Orange survivor. We've been blessed as a chief to serve under a leadership that provides me the skills and tools to be an effective manager and chief, and that allows me to do what I need to do to provide these reserves and these guardsmen with things they need to do. I also recognize that the special skills, the training, and the leadership that these people in the Guards and Reserve provide to our cities and to the fire department, and it's an honor to have them on my department. And I'll never forget and always pray for all the people in the military that serve and protect our families and their sacrifices that their families make. I want to introduce at this time Jim Burnett from the ESGR, which is the employer staffing for Guards and Reserves. Jim Burnett.
Thank you, Chief. The basics of a federal law go down to something called a RFRA law, and it basically defines the minimum that an employer has to provide, has to allow a member of the Guard or the Reserve to be able to function in their job. There are organizations that do more than provide that minimum. That's why I'm here today. You obviously have a culture within the city of Anderson, within the government, and within the fire department that says these guys are doing a little bit more. They're being twice the citizen. They're not only working for the citizens of the country, but they are taking the opportunity to defend their country. And so the organization here does more. And their reservists and guardsmen have recognized that. I'm going to read the basic for what this award is based on. It says, "The Patriot Award reflects the efforts made to support citizens warriors through a wide range of measures, including flexible schedules, time off to and after deployment, caring for the families, and granting leaves of absence if needed." I can only guess what goes on in a fire department when somebody has to take 4 days. If there's a tornado down in Bedford and one of their units, people in their units get called up, the shuffling that goes on inside the organization to make sure that the trucks and the ambulances are covered. That is the reflection of what these people have done, and that is the culture that they have put into effect. It also reflects an attitude that the city and the other employers around the city have, that there's not a lot of grumbling, grousing, because somebody gets 4 days extra off because of this or that. There's a looking at the overall good of the community, the overall good of the country. And so I just want to say that not only are we giving and reflecting upon what these men do, but I'm saying it's the country. It's also the families. Families lose people. Fellow workers have to shuffle. I'm guessing that somebody gets called in now and then to pull a shift out of time for somebody that's got called up for an unusual 3 or 4 day assignment that they got in their military unit. All of these things, these gentlemen can tell you what goes on, but I'm saying that they're probably like a duck. They just float along on the top and it doesn't look like much, but underneath they're churning away. And that's the difference in an organization and how they get it done. So at this time, I'm going to present the awards to our three gentlemen, Todd Cawthorn, Sean Dietzen, and Dave Cravens. Would you gentlemen please? Let me get these around. Sean. Congratulations. Todd, congratulations. Chief, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
It's the right time right now for me to let the PIO decide if she wants to do pictures now or later.
I want to introduce, let Mayor Barbara come up and speak and say a few remarks in closing
Yes.
to the ceremony. Mayor Tom Broderick.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Mr. Burnett. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here today for this special event. As you know, we're very fortunate in this community to be blessed with such an exceptional fire department. And these three individuals here are three of the leaders of that department, but it's made up of members who themselves are leaders and great community individuals who give so much of themselves and put themselves on the line each and every day to protect the people of this city, and we certainly appreciate what they do. And while each of us who work here and live here certainly recognize and appreciate all of these efforts, it's always a great event when you have an outside organization who looks in and they see the extraordinary efforts of our people as well. And so for that reason, we'd like to thank the folks and Jim and your organization for coming here today and presenting these awards and recognizing these three individuals for all of their hard efforts. Again, congratulations to Dave Cravens, Todd Cawthorn, and Sean Dietzen for their exemplary work on behalf of the folks of the City of Anderson, and particularly the Anderson Police Department. As has already been pointed out, these awards recognize what we already know to be the case, and that is that our community reaches out constantly to come together, if you will. When we talk about the folks who work in the National Guard and National Reserves, we understand that while we here at the local level work every day on behalf of the citizens of our community, that those in our service are doing even a greater job in keeping us all free and taking care of our families by protecting our liberties across the seas. The fact that this city reaches out through our fire department and our police department as well, that we reach out with our employees and we make sure that they have the needed time to be with their families, to have the flexible schedules to be able to serve our country is something that we strive for. And the fact that we well exceed the minimum does not surprise me, but I appreciate the fact that we're being honored for that. So again, Jim, thank you so very much to yourself, and also I'd like to also thank for the support of the Guard and the Reserves and for this patriotic employer award that's been given today to these these individuals who deserve it so very much. So thank you again for coming. Jim, thank you for your efforts, and gentlemen, congratulations.
Thank you.